Bill Burr in studio playing Carolines in New York City, right? All weekend long, Bill.
That's right, Thursday through Sunday.
Very, very cool.
A whole weekend of hilarity.
Hilarity will ensue.
Hi, Jinx.
Madcap mayhem.
We got David Tell at 8 o'clock?
Yeah, David Tell at 8 o'clock. Very busy show today. There's something I wanted to say real fast, but I forgot. I was just going to run down some of the things that America is talking about. We already mentioned Kiefer Sutherland. He's going to be serving 48 days in jail for his drinking and driving crap.
How come Paris Hilton gets like a few, whatever, and Lindsay Lohan got like an hour? And then he gets...
Well, because Kiefer is just completely
He's out of control. The guy is really out of control.
He loves his drink.
I was going to say, I thought like he already went through these years, and then he got the hit 24, and then they already do like the People magazine, an older, more mature Kiefer Sutherland.
You would assume that he would have grown up. Like all the other people I guess he hung out with back in his younger days. I guess they straightened up.
Years.
Yeah, the Lost Boys years, that whole thing. But he just keeps pounding him down. I mean...
So
loves drinking and hopping in the vehicle.
And he's one of these guys, 48 days, he'll do that standing on his head, no big deal. And then he'll go back to drinking and driving. He's not going to change, right?
Dude, he does a one-camera shoot show that's like 16, 18-hour days. I mean,
yeah,
you got to booze after a while.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. But he's got to lay off. 48 days. When you're spending 48 days in jail, you really got to think, maybe this is a problem. Nah. Maybe I'm in jail for this.
You do the math, like Jim was saying, like the whole Paris. Like, all right, well, Paris, she got a vagina. She could hook somebody up with a little favor, so she's in and out of here in about 20 minutes. So carry the one. Yeah, I'll be out of here in 11 days.
Yeah. Also,
you get time served for good behavior or something like that. Time off for good behavior. Even if you're only serving 48 days. Good behavior.
It's going to be like 12 or 13. Yeah. Whatever. Also, you got Zeppelin. They're not sure if Monday is going to be the only concert they do. That's ridiculous.
I want to get tickets for that.
For the show on Monday in London? I think it's London, right?
Probably tickets available.
Yeah. I think if you walk up, they
there should be some.
Like 18,000 tickets are available. That's what I heard.
I think they're opening up some lawn seats.
How many times is Jimmy Page going to remaster those same 5 songs? It's like, I already got suckered the first 2 times. It's like, and every time you listen to it, you're waiting for this whole new sound, and all he does is he just adds a little more audio in the beginning. Now you can hear Bonham going, a 1 and a 2, and then they just go into the song. It's like, dude.
Yeah, the remastering of the classic CDs and albums, enough already.
Here's an outtake of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. We decided we didn't want to put on physical graffiti.
They figure out some way to just get you to pay for the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
This week, the week's fearmonger comes in the shape of U.S. Prosecutor Kim Worthy, who has just published her list of 10 games for parents to boycott over Christmas. You should not buy your kid Hitman, Blood Money.
Why?
That's number 10. Self-proclaimed most violent game of a series. This game glamorizes killing. So you should not buy that for your child this Christmas.
No.
God of War. You should not get that one for your kids.
Kill your parents.
A sea. It's described as a sea of unrelenting violence. You shouldn't buy your kid Resident Evil 4 this Christmas.
Why?
Parents aren't this stupid, though. Don't you think in general parents understand what their kid could handle? No?
Yeah.
I don't have a kid.
No, I think that they need to police us and parent all of us.
Yeah.
Know what we can and can't.
Also, on this list, 10 games to avoid this Christmas, you got Killer 7. I haven't heard of Killer 7. Have you, Ant? You're a big gamer.
Killer 7. No.
It's anime.
Adult game.
It's anime?
Oh, it's anime? Stop it.
Yeah, it's like
Stop
seriously
it.
I'm not gonna
stylized.
play that.
Kind of thing.
Why would I play anime?
What is anime?
Oh, yeah. All I know about is anime porno, where they're all dressed like little Catholic schoolgirls.
Yeah.
The Japanese animation.
How did I miss this?
The Japanese animation usually...
You know, the ones with the big eyeballs and
yeah.
stuff. And what? The
G-Force.
Yeah.
Experienced adult gamers call this the most violent and twisted game ever played, this Killer 7. Another game you should avoid is The Godfather. You played The Godfather, no, Ant?
Yeah, good game.
It is a good game, right?
Liked it.
So basically, it's saying avoid every cool game out there.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Games to
all
buy,
rated-
tic-tac-toe.
They're all rated what?
It's all rated M for mature.
Mature, so kids aren't supposed to be playing them. They do anyway, but I would suggest you just get those baby games that are out for things like Wii, the Wii.
Yeah,
Than knows about the Wii.
Yeah, how about you do a little bowling? A little Wii
Just
bowling.
some bowling or baseball. It's safe games. The Wii. That's why the Wii is outsold other gaming platforms because parents know they could buy it for the kids.
There you go.
All ages, really.
Number 5 is
kids.
the video game.
Kids of all ages.
A video game based, of course, on the movie 300. It's called 300. Invites game room gladiators to slice their way through the Persian army. Number 4 on the list is 50 Cent, Bulletproof. Rapper 50 Cent is involved in a web of corruption, double crosses, and shady deals that lead him on a bloody path through New York's drug underworld.
And what's the game about?
No, you did.
I did.
Number 3 is Scarface. You've played Scarface, no?
No, I haven't played that one. Was it any good?
It's just like it's a Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. A lot of them they try to make Grand Theft Auto. That's the one Pacino does the voice, right?
No, they had a sound alike.
They had a sound alike because for some reason he wasn't in The Godfather. They couldn't even use his image for the character Michael in The Godfather. Everyone else looked like their character. But when you played the game The Godfather, the Michael character looked nothing like Pacino, sounded nothing like Pacino.
Why?
Because they said that Pacino was going to do Scarface.
They got his likeness
video game.
in Scarface.
Oh, they got his likeness? Okay, then that must be why.
Yeah.
But he didn't do because he can't sound like Michael anymore.
No.
Hey, I'm gonna go out and hit them all.
Right.
That's not Michael anymore.
That's a great.
It's not. But that's just the awful now Pacino.
Yeah. What? A couple more lines.
I'm sorry, Kay. I'm not going to tell you about my business. What? What happened to his voice? He was like a soft-spoken guy for a while. He said, no, I think we could go in there and, he's a dirty cop, a cop that is involved with drugs. Cop involved with drugs! What the hell is that? What happened to him?
I noticed it first in Sea of Love. And I think it's from all the smoking and all the scream takes he's had to do, like
Does-
And Justice for All.
Effed up his voice.
All these
But
movies in the 70s where he always
you
did
watch
these
The
takes.
Godfather, it's a different voice coming out of that
He
guy.
damaged his voice by screaming.
Apollonia, no!
No, I think once you establish yourself as a legend, by the third legendary film, no one could be, hey Al, can you take it down a few in this thing?
Yeah.
So you just can go. I think Denzel is like that right now. Whenever
really?
Denzel doesn't know what to do in a scene, he has some cup of liquid that he can slap off the table. And I've noticed if you watch American Gangster, he did it like 3 times. He's getting interrogated, and he just knocks this coffee off, and then he has another one. He dumps a pitcher. He slaps a glass of wine out of somebody's hand, and then like dumps the water over his head. He just went crazy in this last one. That's his new tick.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, so you got Scarface on this list. This politician, she writes, speaking to the Detroit News about the extreme content of some of today's biggest selling games and franchises, Worthy said, "There's no way that anyone can convince me that the horribleness and gruesomeness of the crimes that we've been seeing is not somehow a result, at least in part, of the violent video game culture."
It's not. Shut up.
Shut the F up. Just look at the stats. You know how many people play violent video games? Why is it an epidemic of violent crimes?
Did she forget that people in this country were lynching blacks in the 40s and 50s?
Yeah, what video game was that?
Like the
and where
horrible
can I get it?
behavior People, but how awful people have been behaving
Exactly.
for centuries. It's like this. Not
Of course.
new.
Yeah, back in the day, rather than playing like PlayStation, you just looked out the prairie and saw the genocide as they eliminated all the Indians. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those people seemed to turn out all right. They were flying kites and inventing yogurt.
Oh, is there a stat out there? I need to find a stat. How many people play what would be deemed violent video games?
They
Seriously.
13%.
I love how Jimmy does that. He's acting. He just blurts out a statistic.
We used to fall for that, and now we just.
I know.
openly
It's like,
laugh.
13. Okay, so 13%.
And then he
Wait a
starts
minute.
giggling.
Jimmy's lying.
No, I'm not acting though. If I was acting, go ahead. Just say what you said. You'd like to know percentage.
Yeah, I would like to know. The percentage of people that play violent video games.
13%.
All right, hey, let's finish up this list before we go to break. Number 2 on this list of 10 games to avoid this Christmas, as far as buying these for the children, is Manhunt.
Manhunt, they had to tame down, what was that, Manhunt 2? I guess they had to tame that one down.
We saw Manhunt, right? That was the movie they.
That was the game they brought up. Yeah,
Rip
Rockstar.
out people's eyeballs with pliers. Like, how is that why would you buy that for a kid?
Yeah. It's definitely, there are games that are just made for adults, and I don't think these politicians that are adults realize that adults play the games. They think it's like this weird, you're in your basement. If you're an adult playing a video game, you're in the basement, you live at your parents' house, no one's buying these things. They can't understand that people enjoy it. It's like taking part in a live-action movie that you control some of the action of. It's not like you're going to play it and then just bolt out your door and start firing.
It
at
also
people.
relieves stress from living this crappy life that we have to
I don't
live.
even see it as that. It's just fun to play like anything else that's fun to do.
I
as a
relieve
game.
stress by playing video games, absolutely.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, they don't understand that the kids who were playing Pac-Man and Asteroids are now 40 and 50 years old.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's actually a way for parents to get closer with their kids. Go
Exactly.
on there and pretend to kill people.
I remember.
Something I've mentioned many times. My nephew, he's now, in Gainesville there. He's pre-med. He's a huge Gators fan, right? He was exposed to R-rated movies at a very young age because my sister and her husband just felt like he could handle this stuff. Okay, yeah. But they also supervised. But he was watching R-rated movies when he was 6, 7, 8 years old, and he was playing the violent video games as a kid. He's pre-med. He's got over a 4.0, and he's completely fine.
My parents,
You got to understand what your kid could handle.
Yeah, some
That's
kids
what it
can
comes-
handle it.
So I'll openly admit, yes, some kids maybe they can handle the violence in the R-rated movies and stuff like that. Sure. But my example, my sister, I mean, the kid is completely normal.
Let's wait till he's a doctor, though, and he's injecting people with cleaning fluid.
Yeah, right?
He's smothering old people.
He's rocking down there in Florida. The kid is amazing. And I remember going down to Florida, and we're watching Scarface and all these crazy movies, and he's sitting on the couch enjoying some ice cream and popcorn right alongside us.
I remember one of the first rated R movies I saw, other than Stripes, was Scarface. And before that, at that point, we'd only seen like For the Love of Benji. And
Oh, God.
And Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. And so, dude, that chainsaw scene really messed me up as a kid to watch that.
Oh, yeah.
But I never thought I'm going to go to school and go do that to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't like. Yeah, they really think like I could have played that game with the pliers, getting ripped somebody's eyes out when I was 7, 8 years old. I would never think, I'm going to do that to my brother.
Yeah, it wasn't going to
Well,
screw you off. To
Speaking of that,
doing that,
we got to take Frank's call from Jersey. Frank, go ahead.
I played a lot of Pac-Man in the 80s, and I'm kind of overweight now. I'm thinking about suing.
Yeah, you were influenced by all that overeating that the Pac-Man character does, right?
I developed an appetite for ghosts. I'm about 15 pounds overweight. I'm suing.
Thanks for calling Evening at the Improv bit.
But he's just a caller. He probably works 2 jobs, Jimmy. He's just trying to get his moment on a radio
I
show.
apologize, Frank. You do as many dot-eating jokes as you want. Probably does it at work all the time. I play Pac-Man a lot. Get out of the way. I might run in circles and eat dots. Raise this cup as they all laugh. Hey, don't walk over that manhole. You're going to turn blue. I'm going to eat you. This guy's crazy.
And number 1 on the list, of course, the granddaddy of violence is still Grand Theft Auto.
Yep,
Allows
best.
players to act out crimes and rewards players for doing so. A
I used
game that we are involved with and might be involved with in the near future. You never know. We love Grand Theft Auto. Really fast, Seth, he's on his way to school. Seth, he's 12 years old. What's up, Seth?
Yeah, I do love Grand Theft Auto, and I watch so many violent shows and play so many violent video games. I've beat all the Grand Theft Auto games, beat The Godfather, haven't played Scarface though, and yet I don't want to kill anybody. I also play Rumble Roses Triple X, but that's a different story. That's just women beating each other senseless. No, I'm serious. Like it's like SmackDown versus Raw, but you're women and you beat each other senseless. And my favorite character is the Flying Moo Cow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. By the way, I won my Islanders tickets.
Opie?
I'm not taking Drew. Do I have to take you to an Islanders game now?
Young Seth would like to join you at an Islanders game. You can make up the bad karma that you gathered when you left that other young boy out in the cold. What was his name?
Gary.
Gary.
Young Gary.
What did he do?
There was a kid when we were at NEW named Gary. 12-year-old Gary. Was he 12?
Yes, he's 38 now.
Yeah. And Opie said he would take him to an Islanders game, and he never did. He never did.
The kid's probably in college now.
Yeah. And now we get Seth, who wants to go to an Islander game with Opie. That would kind of be cool, you know?
This reminds me, I just saw Bill, I don't know if you want to talk about it on the air because it's your bit, but I saw Bill recently taping his DVD, and he talks about like hanging out with kids and stuff, and how this day and age, you don't,
That's the first
you don't want to be
thing.
you don't want to be an Islander game with a 12-year-old. In this day and age, it could mean just nothing but trouble.
But it's like, it's a radio guy. Seth listens, and
Mark
it's
Parento.
It's Mark Parento, and he wants to go to the game.
You know something? All they talk about is sexual predators now. The second you said this kid wanted to go to a game with you, I immediately thought, oh, that's kind of weird. That's going to be a weird social
But in the old
situation.
days, it was just like, hey, son, we'll go to the game.
Yeah, exactly. And if that kid ever fell down, you'd have to comfort him from a distance as he's crying. You'd have to have like a stick with like a tissue on the end of it, like trying to wipe his tears away, just so there's any sort of question of what you did.
Yeah, because everyone has cell phones too, because all of a sudden there's a picture of you like holding the young fella, trying to comfort him, and now they twist it into something else.
You're checking for injuries, and you end up looking like that guy from Russia who kissed that kid on the stomach.
Yeah. Putin.
Yeah. I can if I was your business manager, I would advise against
a stick with a tissue on it.
Well, they got us all paranoid. Like, after seeing you, I was in the elevator going up to my apartment. There's a mom and a kid in the elevator. I'm moving so far away from the kid. You just get immediately paranoid to be around strange kids.
That's what I don't like
either.
either.
Any social situation.
I will not be alone in a bathroom with a little kid.
No.
Like, if I'm in there and a little kid's in there, I walk right the hell out. Because I don't know what... He touched me. Wait a minute, I didn't do anything. There's a slapping the cuffs on you.
Mid-urination. You'd rather get arrested for peeing in public than actually be alone in a bathroom.
Exactly.
I can't even go out and give my anonymous horsey rides anymore. Do you know how frustrating? I would do is we go for rides, and I would just give little horsey rides and drop the person off.